2020 is a census year. Every 10 years, a count of the population of the United States is conducted, as mandated under the U.S. Constitution. The count does several things. It helps determine congressional representation, and it has a big impact in determining the way federal dollars are allocated for various projects and purposes. A state with a stagnant population will receive fewer federal dollars for the various programs for which such funding is critical than one whose population is growing. The way the census is tabulated is evolving. More reliance on digital means, as well as the mail and the door-to-door human counting people may remember from past census tallies. 2020 will be the first year when people can go online and be counted. Nicole McKenzie, a senior partnership specialist with the U.S. Census Bureau, walks us through how it works and when you can make yourself counted.
In the past, many people may remember the form that came in the mail, and you fill in the circles and respond to your census. You can still do that. That is still an option. However, most households will get an invitation to respond to their census in the mail. That will come in, and we're trying to drive as many people as we can toward the internet and calling in. It basically is cost effective that way. If we do not get a response from a household, we'll send another invitation, and then eventually they'll get a survey, the long form that the paper form that they can fill out and mail in. Now, if a household does not respond after the second or third try, we will send enumerators out door to door, knocking on the door to help that person enumerate. March 12th is when a person can go online and respond to the census. The mailings will be going out March 12th as well, but you don't have to wait to have your mailing to respond. All you need to do is plug in your address of where you live from March 12th on, and it'll bring up your questionnaire online, and you can start filling that out.
Privacy is also important to the census takers. That's an issue that's been a concern for some people who worry that people who are not yet officially citizens may be less than eager to respond, worried that their green cards or other documentation might raise eyebrows in other branches of the federal government. The census counts population, not just citizens, and the privacy protections are stringent, Nicole said.
People sometimes who may not trust the government, may be nervous about providing their information. That can be a hard to count population as well, and that's a message where we have to really talk about our security. Security and safety of the data we collect is of utmost importance to the U.S. Census Bureau. Everyone that works for the Census Bureau takes an oath. We are sworn, and we're covered under Title 13, which is a federal law that protects the data that we collect. If I or anyone else who works for the census were to share any data that we collect, it's a strict penalty. We could get a $250,000 fine, 5 years in jail. So they take the protection of the data seriously. We also don't share our data with other federal agencies, and that's important for people to know. We can't do that, we won't, and we don't. Our goal is to count everyone in the United States, regardless of their status. We need a head count of every person living in the United States. What we've done for the online and the call-in response, we have actually, to help individuals who don't speak English as their primary language, to make sure they understand the importance of the census and they know how to fill it out. We have 12 different languages that someone can go online and respond directly in that language. They can also call a number. So when a person receives their invitation to respond in the mail, there'll be several different numbers they can call in 12 different languages. So if someone speaks French primarily, they're more comfortable speaking French, they can dial a number and someone on the other end will pick up in French and ask them the questions, and they can enumerate that way.
Trying to get enough enumerators is not easy, and there's a pay raise in store. Enumerators will be paid $20 an hour plus mileage to go out door to door and count people, up from $17.50 an hour previously.
The jobs that we are creating, such a low unemployment rate right now in Vermont and surrounding towns, surrounding states. We started out at $16.50 an hour for the enumerator positions, and we quickly bumped that up to $17.50 an hour. We still haven't met our recruitment goal. We have to recruit 9,100 people in Vermont to apply for these jobs. That's a lot. We just increased, I believe it was January 6th, we increased that starting wage to $20 an hour. Those jobs are flexible in schedule. So if somebody has different appointments. I had gone into a senior center, and I talked to several seniors who said they flunked retirement and and they want to do something, but a couple of them said, well, my schedule changes from week to week, and this census job is perfect for that, because you can indicate what hours on what days you'd like to work, and we fill in assignments for that. So we ask that people work a minimum of 20 hours a week. You could work 40 if you wanted. We will try to keep enumerators within their community that they live to enumerate. The other thing is that it pays 58 cents a mile as you're driving around. So if you're enumerating rural communities in Vermont, your mileage will add up quickly. So go on and apply. We need you.
Census counting in Vermont begins on March 12th, and you can visit 2020census.gov for more information. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.